And it's just been an amazing thing. So I'm just like I said, extremely excited for what God is going to do tonight. Tonight we have some heavy hitters in the AI world. And not only do we have heavy hitters in the AI world, and I don't know why my slide here is a little off tilted, but be that as it may, we have a surprise guest, a special surprise guest that is joining us tonight that we had not even talked about before that she was going to be on. And so this is really, really exciting for me to be able to share the screen and this broadcast with Jennifer. So I am going to read bios and invite my guests on one at a time so that you guys can meet them and what have you. And because it's normally ladies first, and she's our special surprise guest, we're gonna do Jen Ritchie first. So Jennifer Ritchie is a native of California, transplanted to the Pacific Northwest. On top of being a technology futurist, entrepreneur, and expert in augmented reality, virtual reality, and machine learning technologies, Jen is a devoted mother of four. As a sport bike rider and skydiver, she is drawn to the extreme. So, the cutting edge of the technology world is a natural fit. Jennifer has been steeped in technology since her college years studying law. Now, put those two together, technology and law, and we're going to ask her how that fits. Okay. She eventually shifted her focus in order to help kick off a tech startup in 2004 as the CFO of Temeta Software, which was eventually acquired in 2007. From there, Jennifer took on the same role at a PC gaming company, and Jennifer's knowledge in the tech sector eventually led her to become one of the founders of one of the first US augmented reality companies in 2009, Gravity Jack. Now, as Gravity Jack's Chief Strategy Officer, she focuses on the future of the company and the industry at large. So, everybody, help me welcome Jen Ritchie to our broadcast tonight. Hey, lady.
Hello, hello. How are you? So fun to be here.
Awesome. I am so excited to have you here. In fact, I was posting some things earlier today, and somebody said, "Are you going to talk about that tonight?" And I said, "Oh, yes, ma'am." Yes, ma'am,
Nice.
because I had not released the surprise yet. So, yes, ma'am. My next guest is Mr. Dustin W. Stout. Dustin W. Stout is an entrepreneur, digital marketing consultant, speaker, and social media enthusiast. He is passionate about helping others get their story heard. Since starting his blog, Dustin has built a successful career as a full time digital marketing consultant and has created numerous products that help digital creators accomplish more. His most recent product is called Magi, a better chat GPT with superpowers. So help me welcome Dustin to our broadcast tonight. Hey, Dustin.
Hello.
How are you? We're excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here, and let me just say that I am not. I'm glad none of you are here. I'm in Bakersfield, California, and it is currently 104 degrees outside. So be grateful that you're not here.
Justin, I'm from Las Vegas, and they've been running about 110, 115 lately.
Oh yeah, you know what it's like.
I know exactly what it's
You know
like.
that desert life.
I do. I do only too well. Only too
What's
well.
so funny is I actually grew up in Palmdale, Lancaster. That's like an
Oh
hour
yeah,
from Bakersfield and 3 hours from Vegas. So there we go.
Yes.
yeah,
So
you
you know
know
that
too.
desert life too.
Yep.
Absolutely. And my last person, my last guest, I am going to bring up is has become a dear friend of mine. He really has, and we have Jen to thank for that, because Jen kind of connected us together back in January at the first ever Web3 Christian Summit. So my next guest is Erwin Garcia. Erwin, founder of Minus Academy, strives to guide Gen X boomers in embracing AI through a Christian lens. Combining a deep tech background with his ministry as a pastor, he offers a distinct viewpoint on faith driven wealth creation in the AI era. Erwin's mission is to prepare believers for the supernatural great wealth transfer, the God airdrop. Using AI and his expertise has been sought by prestigious companies globally. Join us in welcoming Erwin. Gosh, I don't know what's up with my mouth. I've been talking too much, but join us in welcoming Erwin, the unique mentor who fuses AI knowledge and Christian principles to shape a prosperous future in the kingdom of God. Hey there.
Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hey,
How
Jen.
are
Hey, Dustin.
you?
Hey, Dr. Colette. Thank you for
Hi.
inviting me.
Hi. I'm so excited to have you. And what's really, really funny is the tables are turned tonight because I am normally Erwin's guest. I'm his broadcast. So, but I'm really, really excited. I'm super excited to have all of you here with me tonight. My biggest thing currently in reaching out to the body of Christ is to break that dreaded thing of fear off of the kingdom. Seriously, we sat back and we allowed fear to allow the enemy shape the internet, to shape all other kind of things as the forerunner going out there. And I think what people fail to understand is the enemy is not a creator of anything but chaos. God is the creator. All the enemy does is perverts. I think I can be safe in saying that he perverts what God has already created and what God has made available for his children. And so when we think about that, then we have to recognize that God had to have some people that he could drop God ideas down to create all of this wealth of knowledge and all these different things that are going on out here right now with AI, with the metaverse, with augmented reality, with all of these different things out there. God had to have somebody to use as his conduit to be creative in these spaces. Okay. And we, as his children, we have the ability to use these tools in a most amazing way to expand the kingdom. To expand the kingdom. So we definitely have to come out of that place of fear that the enemy has been very good at allowing us to perpetrate within our own ranks. Okay. It's like sometimes he doesn't even have to do much work. We're out here perpetrating it on our own. Okay. But it is time. It is so time for us to step up and to understand this. I am going to invite Erwin to speak first. And the reason being is because he comes from a very unique perspective. Erwin ventured out here teaching on crypto, and then the Lord led him to teach AI, but he never thought that his primary focus would be to people like me, the baby boomers. So how did that happen? Because it's the baby boomers right now that are sitting back afraid of AI. So talk to us how you got into relating with us.
No problem. I want to bring up, I think you guys brought up Bakersfield. So I was supposed to end up in Bakersfield, believe it or not. So,
Oh, wow.
but I ended up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So
Okay.
God had
The Lord's blessing is
other
upon you.
plans. So I was like, and I'm like, I know it's Celsius, but I'm like, let me do that. It's 71 degrees Fahrenheit here. So I was like, okay, it's not as hot. So I was like, but I was like, wow, Dustin, it's like, this is interesting. Everything in California and West End. So yeah, in terms of AI, I'm like, okay, this is not crypto. This is AI. I was like, uh, I thought I'm supposed to serve. Actually, even before AI, I thought it was cryptos. I thought I was supposed to serve Canadians, and I'm a Gen Xer, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Faithfully, I'll do that. Listening to the Lord to teach, and then I didn't realize this, but Americans was gravitating towards me, and specifically American female baby boomers in the West Coast. So it was like, wow, I'm like looking at all the stats and looking at all those numbers. And then jumping through AI. So I did that for almost a year. April, I started running crypto challenges for a whole year. And then through a Prophet, our mutual friend, I think she's going to be a guest speaker in your show. Prophet Robin said, Erwin, the Lord said you're gonna be king of AI, and I'm like, what? How could I be king of AI? I'm like, I don't even know if like I'm not even an Elon Musk type of level. And then I didn't realize this, but since I was 20 years old, I was writing AI kind of scripts, whether game bots or programming code or something AI related. And I went all the way back since University of Toronto, and I'm like, I wrote half of the program. It wasn't for Tesla. It was for people who have no arms and legs, like a self-driving car. But I didn't realize the Lord was preparing me for teaching these kind of software. And the other thing that was interesting was I wanted to be a pastor without the church paying for me. And I was like, Lord, why am I working for Walmart and Home Depot and Equifax and Entertainment One? Not realizing he was preparing me. I'm going to try to jump straight to the AI. I believe the Lord is preparing the females. I talked to Jen about this, where your dreams have been aborted and your message and your solutions, and it's time for that to stop. And I believe with what I've been trained, I guess, for over the years, training so much people in software, I was like, I want to go behind that American female baby boomer who fears the tech to show them how easy it is. And how it's a tool. It's a tool to get your message out. And I love saying this, for your message to boom out, not in a derogatory term to say, oh, you're a boomer, but it's time for your message to boom out using AI. And this is where I ended up doing right now. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you do a wonderful job. You really, really do. And you don't make us feel old. So that's a real good thing too. It's amazing that, I'm finding, when you're little and you hear different age groups, you think, oh, wow, that's so old. But I'm sitting here going, literally in 3 years, guys, I'll be 70 years old. I'm going like, oh my God, oh, is this like serious? Is this serious? But I'm finding life starting all over again. Seriously, very comfortable in my own skin. God took me on a whole different trajectory a year ago and told me he wanted me to get involved with the metaverse. And I'm going, the metaverse? The only thing I know about the metaverse was they put on these goggles and they go to an alternate reality. And I'm like, Lord, I'm having enough trouble in this reality. Are you really serious here? And he was like, yes, I am. And what he said to me was that the metaverse was going to be the next new frontier for the kingdom of God.
Yes.
And that we, as the body of Christ, needed to step up to the plate and understand our role there. It is our new evangelistic field. It is where we have to meet the next generations because they're there. And if we continue to sit back on the sidelines and just let the enemy pound them with all of his derogatory games and teachings and all of these bad things, and we do nothing about it, we're going to continue to lose generation after generation after generation. And I said this last night, I am a great grandmother. I can't afford to lose generations. My generations are very, very important to me, extremely important to me. And so we've got to go where our children are. We've got to go to where they will allow and accept what we have to offer. We've got to change our direction. We've got to stop sitting back and telling them how bad they are because they're playing the games, and how it's a waste of their time and all of these different things. And if all you're doing is speaking negative to them, then they're receiving the negative and they're pushing you back. They don't want to hear it. They're going to shut down. Think about how you were when you were young and somebody kept coming at you in the wrong direction. You shut them down. You just shut them down. Well, at least I did. Okay. It's like, if that's what you think, okay, you think what you want to think, I'm going to do what I want to do. We've got to give them a more excellent way. We've got to give them alternatives. And that is why it is so important that we, as the body of Christ, develop things that will give them an alternative. And with that, Miss Jen, you're up, right? So tell us what Gravity Jack has got going on right now.
All right. So we're melding a lot of these different technologies, components, and pieces, and I'll try to keep it short. So if anybody has any questions, shoot me an email. Coilette knows a lot about it as well. But Gravity Jack, as she said, we are the oldest augmented reality company in the United States. We have issued patents in the space, running that, so all kinds of companies and brands, big tech are licensing our IP and more to come. And that was 2009. So what are we, 14 years ago? And for context, the App Store came out in 2008. So for as long as you can be doing AR, we've been doing AR. And so this new game is what we're doing. We actually are going to be launching a crowdfunding offering. I'm not allowed to say dates, but it's coming. So keep an eye out. You'll get links and stuff if you want more information either about the crowdfunding or the game I'm getting ready to tell you. And the crowdfunding does cover all of Gravity Jack. So our 14 years, our custom services, our IP license, etc. And then also what we're getting funding for is this game, which is War Tribe of Binyamin. So it's going to be very C.S. Lewis-like in the lore, and that scripture and the story of Christ are very woven in there. Tower of Babel, mix up of languages, and the evil AI. And so in the game, the bad guy is actually an evil AI called Azazel, also another term for Satan, for anyone who didn't know that. And Binyamin is sons of the right hand. So it's War Tribe of Binyamin. And it's really very it's global. This isn't just for the States or even the European. It's for everyone all over. There's actually going to be in-game incentives when you have players on your team that are from other countries. Your powers might have more effect or different things like that. You guys can pool your weapons together. And when you have multiple people from other countries, all kinds of cool gameplay mechanics. And it is an augmented reality mobile game. So you'll be able to we're going to use AI, so generative AI, which you can, for some people, you can type in descriptions. Anyone who's been on Irwin's challenges know you can type in descriptions of something and it can actually generate art. And so that will be a big piece of it too, because Azazel, the bad guy, is actually from the future. And he's trying to ruin humanity in the present. So we all have to join together. There's going to be augmented reality portals coming out of the sky. You aim your phone at, your wrist, and a cool futuristic cuff appears, and with little, they look like holograms, and you're going to have futuristic weaponry mixed with present day. Very cool stuff. And then a big piece of the quest. So in-game quests there's going to be other quests for the more lucrative economic countries, if you will, that are, in America, European, those types of quests we'll do. But in lower economic countries, there will be quests for translation. Again, I mentioned that Tower of Babel mix-up in the game. And so in game, people can go in there, translate into their native language, and actually get in-game currency, which they can extract out via the blockchain into their local currency. So why is this so impactful? We know what translation does and is needed for here, why we want it, and where it can go. On top of that piece, we will be creating an NLP, so a natural language processing engine leveraging AI. So as they translate these documents, and there's going to be things like Moby Dick in there, The Great Gatsby, first chapter of John, it'll just be kind of all of these things. They won't even actually know what they're necessarily reading as they translate. And then there's a penta verification, so a 5-fold verification, incentivizing players via AI and via the methods inside of the tech. You incentivize them to make their translations accurate. And, if I go in and try to type, obviously Italian's already translated, but something in there that I don't speak, you not only do you not get in-game currency, but you'll get, knocked a little to kind of keep those bad players out, if you will. And high level on it, couple things. One, 96% penetration rate globally for mobile devices, smartphones with internet connectivity. 96%. Small little villages in Africa, China, Middle East have access to a smartphone. We've been talking with some major players like Wycliffe and such that actually have been on the ground in these little villages. And it may not be every single person has a phone, but the multiple people we've spoken with is it might be one phone per family, right? In these remote areas, but they very much so have access. They're sitting down playing games, and I'm like, wild to me. But it's just like you said, timing, Koila, and not being afraid. And, 14, 15 years ago, 2008, when smartphones came out, prior to that, you couldn't, what are you going to do? Lug a computer? Or you know what I mean? Around into a village that you can't get Wi-Fi. It just wasn't possible 15, 20 years ago. Whereas now it literally is possible. And there's presently 7,200 languages in the world. We already have translations for the top 100 languages, which is half the planet. So half the planet has those top 100 languages. The other 7,100 languages don't have a translation engine by big tech. They don't care to do it. There's no money in it. And frankly, the 7,100 languages are lower economies. They're poorer economies. There's not as much money in it for big tech. Also, most of the people in the 7,100 speak one of the 100. So big brands, big tech, people like that who want to translate something, they're like, yeah, they'll be able to read it because they sort of know this other language. But reading something in your heart language, totally different, completely different. So aside from what we all know we want to get translated in there, we're going to have an engine, an NLP engine, where companies, organizations, group can go online. Hey, I want this marketing ad translated into Obu in Africa. They upload it. On the backside, we'll pull it into the game. It gets translated. Then they can go use whatever materials they're creating, booklets, pamphlets, etc. So a lot happening there, a lot of different tech pieces, but it's super exciting. And obviously, and that's something like, if we didn't want to embrace that possibility of using an AI for that capacity, you wouldn't be able to speak to these 7,100 languages. And oral or written, so many languages don't even have written languages. So now what? Now, again, from a technological perspective, it's possible to use the tech to do translations only orally. We don't have to create a written translation to then translate and create documents for them. So they will have an oral only translation, which is phenomenal. So in a nutshell, there we go.
That's amazing. I'm sitting here and I was going to, let each of you speak by yourself, and I'll do that in a moment. But I'm so glad I left Dustin up here because I'm just looking at his face. Like the more you talk, he's just going, like you can see light bulbs.
That sounds fascinating.
Good. That's when you start seeing the pieces and you start pulling them together, you're like, what? And you're like, okay, Lord, I see what you were doing when you were dropping these elements of it. So
it's amazing. See, like I said, God needed conduits to drop these God ideas into people that love the Lord. We're sitting back here in the four walls of the church, which drives me crazy. Like, get out of the four walls, please. Okay. People aren't coming to church like they used to, guys. If you want them, you got to go get them. All right. You've got to get out of the four walls, and you've got to develop out of the box thinking seriously. When Jen started telling me about this game and the lure of the game, the war, it's like this war has been going on forever.
For millennia, and will continue to go on. It's one of our taglines. And we're not going to be talking on this environment. This group is a little more intimate, and I feel there's more safety here in talking about all of that. But again, the game itself is very secular. This is what we're doing behind the scenes and the real mission of it. And we'll be very careful, that won't be mentioned publicly, frankly, too publicly, because we need to get into the countries. We need to get into the countries that we need the translations for. And, if it's coming out there, like I said, Moby Dick, Shakespeare, Great Gatsby, whatever, that's one thing. You start throwing in, scripture, and there's gonna be pushback. So that's why it's going to be a little, but that's okay. That's how we can also reach people. It's just like going out into the world. You're at a coffee shop, a secular coffee shop, and then you meet somebody. You see them crying. Can I pray for you? And that's how you kind of meet them and share the gospel, which is going to end up being the same thing in this capacity, digital capacity.
What's so amazing to me, back in, I believe it was 2018. I was praying about, just getting a word at the end of the year for the next year. And I wasn't in Atlanta at that time, but the apostle that I'm sitting under here in Atlanta had asked, a certain one of us to just share what we felt God was saying. And this is what he was saying to me in 2018, that he had been releasing and was continued to release his undercover agents, people that were going in, and being seated at the table of authority, being given high ranking positions, and the people giving them the positions did not know who they were in him, had no idea. All right. Until the time is right. And when the time is right, that there would be a great unveiling. And at that time, and by that time, they are there and they're not going anywhere. And I
Trojan horse in the good way.
Exactly. Exactly. And that, it's like, because hey, there is no strategy or strategist that can beat God in strategizing. Okay. It just doesn't exist. And so when you were telling me about the game, and that was like all I could think about. I was like, well, look at you, God. I see it. It's like secular on the outside, but it is the same war that we are fighting. And the fact that we all have to band together in the game to win the war for humanity. Come on. Even and
actually, in the beginning of the game, you have to renounce Azazel and join the sons of join Binyama, which is the sons of the right hand. I mean, I don't get goosebumps. I'm like, yes. And when people are going to start digging in more, we're trying to leave. There's a lot of kind of Easter eggs inside of it that it's going to be fun when people start going, oh, I see what that is. There's certain names of locations that tie into the various translations or languages, be it Aramaic or ancient Greek. So it's going to be cool when people start pulling all those ties together too. It's very intricate.
Look at God. Oh my God. So Dustin.
Please don't tell me you want me to follow that. Is there someone else we can go to real quick? Can we bring someone else on?
Oh no, because you have a very fascinating story as well, and what God has done for you. And I'm going to tell you, I shared about Magi on Erwin's broadcast a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
It was about AI, and I was like, guys, there is this new software out there, and you need to try it. And so I want you just to, just share how God is using you. My point here and my focus here is to show the body that, guys, the Lord is using his children in this AI space. Come on, let's get with it. Let's get with it. So go for it.
Well, I just want to say, I really love what you said at the beginning, how, we shouldn't fear AI. And I love that you've taken that as your mission to shed that fear from the body of Christ. 1 Timothy, I think it's 1:7, talks about God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and self-control. And if you have a spirit of fear about the future of technology, that's not from God. That spirit is not of Christ. So shedding that spirit of fear, I think, is a great mission. And I thank you for doing it. My story, too long to tell. We don't have enough time. But suffice to say, I've been doing the digital marketing thing for a long time, created a handful of products. In 2020, actually between 2019 and the end of last year, marked the darkest season of my life. I was a youth pastor who lost his job because of budget cuts, and then found myself working in a t-shirt shop, designing t-shirts, and then through just teaching myself marketing and teaching myself web design, created an agency. Have been working for myself ever since. God just tended to provide all along the way, moving me forward in my journey every step. But it came to a real sharp turn come 2019, when my wife started experiencing some really mysterious health issues, really difficult things that we had to walk through. Her stemming from anxiety, and then turning into a really bad ER visit where they prescribed her a drug that really had some adverse side effects and caused some psychological things, some physical things. And I didn't have my wife anymore. She was a different person for a good period of time. Almost lost her. But God walked us through that. She's much better now. But on top of the family stress and valley that we were in, I was going through a real turmoil with my business partners. I had created a popular WordPress plugin back in 2014 with 2 other guys who I thought were solid Christian dudes. Turns out they weren't. Your true colors really show when you make money. And once the business started doing really well, I found that I was the only one working, and they were happy to just take off and not do any work. So the business started to fail. We had conflict, and it became really toxic. So in 2020, I had to leave that company. I had to sell my shares and go find a new thing to work on. And I thought I had an idea of what those next things were. I actually had 2 products in mind, and had some grand plans for them. Was going to put all my marketing expertise at work, and those 2 products failed miserably. I ended up spending well over $65,000, exhausted my life savings on building these products just to discover the market didn't want them. So after a very rough season, ChatGPT came, and I've been using AI tools for a long time, for years now. All these copywriting tools have been out. And the problem that I always saw with these tools was they were interesting, and they were cool, and they were powerful, but they weren't accessible in the way that I wanted them to be. You find out very quickly using these tools that they're predicated on this idea of using templates. And you go in and they're like, oh, we have 1,000 different templates that you can choose from. And what's the problem with 1,000 templates? You have no idea which one to pick. It's like turning on Netflix. Like, what do I watch today? There's a million things to choose from. And so it made it very difficult just to choose the thing. And then you choose a thing to use, and you're like, was that the right one? Do I need to try another one? I don't know. So the accessibility and the barrier to entry seemed low, but in practicality, it wasn't. And people were having a hard time. And that's why AI never hit this mass adoption. But when ChatGPT came along, it was like God just clicked on the light bulb. He was like, this is it. All these issues you saw with AI in the past and things you wanted out of it, this changes it. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to now fix what's wrong with this, because it clearly was a mass market, instant adoption. People understood. All I have to do is tell the thing what I want, and it gives it to me. And no templates. I don't have to fit my creativity into somebody else's template box. I can just talk to it. And very quickly, as a content creator and a marketer, I knew instantly, like, oh man, this is great, but why can't I just like search for things? Why can't I just put things in folders? Why can't I just give it a link and have it read it? So there was like a lot of things that it was great for, but it was missing a bunch of quality of life stuff and power user tools that I knew how to build and was determined to do that. So Magi was born out of utter failure of my last products, and God putting me in this place of like, you have to do this yourself, because most of the money that I spent on those other products was because I outsourced it. I outsourced the development and wasn't able to do it myself. But by the grace of God, I suddenly figured out how to do it and how to build this myself. So Magi was born in about 8 weeks, had a minimum viable product. And it was like out of the gates, people knew like, oh my gosh, so this is exactly what I needed. And the feedback was incredible. Unlike the other 2 products where I was like bashing my head against the wall, trying to get people to realize how good they were. I really didn't have to say anything at all. And to this date, 4 months in now, I really haven't done a real amount of marketing as I would say if a client hired me. I've really just been sharing my journey and helping people access these most powerful AI models in the simplest, most beautiful interface.
You did just fine, sir. You did just fine. So okay, for me, from where I come from, I am so not the techie person. All right, not at all. I understand what I need to do. Like if you tell me how to use a product, okay, I'm good with it, and I'm that type of person. I will play with it, just to try to expand my mind. But we have a lot of people, and I believe that the biggest part of their fear of AI is because they don't understand it. And they're, even from the pulpit, are being told this is going to replace you. This is going to put people out of work. This is going to be so negative to your future, which couldn't be farther from the truth. What I'm hoping is that as our listeners have listened to the three of you just share just your introductions, that you can see, as I said in the beginning, God needed people to drop his God ideas into, to give us great tools to utilize to expand his kingdom. That's what this is all about. I absolutely positively love ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Love it. And love what you did with Magi to make it even more easier. It's amazing. It is amazing. The key is to get in there and play with it. Utilize it. So I'm gonna bring Erwin up because he is our instructor here. He teaches this. He teaches it on a weekly basis, like probably 5 days a week. Erwin's got so much. He's one of the busiest men I know. And with his 7th child about to be born. Okay. He's got 6 babies.
7? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, my wife's pregnant with her 7th.
7th one is on the way, and he's teaching AI in the morning and crypto at night, and doing all of these challenges. And it's just like, I don't know how you do what you do.
Yeah, I love Dustin. That's amazing what you did with Magi. I'm like, we gotta talk. We gotta talk because it just makes it so simpler. You're ahead of ChatGPT. You got version 4.5 already. That's so exciting.
Way ahead.
Yeah. So like, wow. So Dr. Colette, thank you for
so
this.
I'm just real quick. We're gonna all get off. I'm gonna bring you up on the screen, and so that you can just kind of give the people like an overview of AI and why not to be afraid of it and how they can use it to enhance their life, their business, definitely. And just whatever it is that God has called them to do. All right. So I'm going to mute myself, and
I think I got a free reign to do what I need to do. All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Colette. So yeah, with ChatGPT and AI, I was asking the Lord, why me? And then I was like, wow, this is just like Dustin, similar stuff. I love AI, ChatGPT, but I'm gonna pivot this to a different way because in our cryptos, I'm gonna go way back, November 2021. I don't know if you guys are aware. There was a meeting in Dallas, Texas, where Prophet Cindy Jacobs and General James Gall, Bethel School of Bethel Prophets, and a bunch of prophets met together. This is prophets, 100 plus of them, prophets meeting. And all of a sudden, in that section, they said technology revolution. I don't know if Dr. Colette, if it's okay if I can share my screen real quickly, but I'm going to share it so that you guys have the proof. I think I do have the ability to do that in StreamYard, so let me do that real quickly. But this is very interesting. In that word, am I sharing my screen? In that word, if you can share that slides here, 2022, November 2021 in Dallas, Texas. All these prophets started talking, and then if you jump straight down to the technology revolution, I'm like meditating on this the way I meditate on the Bible, but it talks about 4 things: cryptos, which is metaverse and Web3, and then AI, augmented reality, and robotics. And what I like to highlight real quickly is this lines here. It says God will give his people new ideas on how to create jobs. I was like, wow, create jobs that will promise the transfer of wealth. So I wanted to share bits and pieces of here. Another piece that I want to share is believers will become students of such things. So what I tell people in the Midas Academy is I will be a student. I will be a student of AI. I'll be a student of AI. I'll be a student of AI. And then not only that, God will begin to put Christians on the forerunning edges of these technologies. I'm going to keep jumping straight because what I teach people is this is God's playbook. Guys, post in the chat, this is God's playbook. Amos 4:7, he doesn't do anything unless he reveals it to his prophets. And then I'm just going to jump here because I want to make sure I don't take everybody's time. Right here, great wealth will be created for the kingdom of God. And then I'm going to stop sharing. So in our academy, we discovered a few things. So I was asking the Lord, because obviously I have the cryptos, but they're all related. In the cryptos, there's supposed to be a crypto winter. Nothing's supposed to happen this year. And typically there's this thing called the Bitcoin halving, which is around May 2024. And then also the elections in December 2024. Usually that's when cryptos go up. And I was talking to the Lord, I was praying. I was like, Lord, I don't want to miss this. What are you up to? And then all of a sudden in my spirit, I heard these words, the kingdom is reversed. The kingdom is reversed. While the world is expecting cryptos to do nothing in the next year or so, and then the cryptos to go up after the halving and the election, it's going to be totally reversed. And I asked the Lord, how's this going to happen? And I'm like, how's this happening? And then I shared to one of our prophets, Prophet Robin's going to be coming on. And she said, that's what she's hearing. And then she shared me a video and it talks about Project Omega. I'm going to talk fast. I know that the members should be able to talk. Project Omega, which is what Elon Musk and the billionaires invested into ChatGPT to release it in the world, I think around 2014. And I'm going to go really quick. And then it got me thinking, I'm like, that's it. AI is going to speed everything up so fast. I'm going to talk real fast. So right now, instead of me taking 3 to 5 hours to teach, it's taking me 30 to 50 minutes to prepare. In fact, I have a lesson after the show. And then I have 6 kids with the 7th coming, running 2 challenges in cryptos and AI, teaching 10 times per week. And now my wife's running a challenge through AI. And the point that I want to share real quick so the other speakers can speak is AI is going to speed everything so fast. All these crypto companies are about to release their whatever they need to release, not 2 to 3 years from now, which is the expected peak. The whole community in the Midas Academy is expecting a peak. We're preparing for it. And because AI is speeding up all these blockchain companies, not just blockchain, but all these businesses where what used to take them 2 to 3 years can potentially take 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months to roll out. And I'm so excited. So prepare yourself for cryptos and AI they're all linked together, God's playbook. So get into AI, get into cryptos. And I know Dr. Kola told me to define AI. So AI is just a team member. It is software created with human intelligence, but treat it like a team member. You can take 100% of it, 0% of it, or 50 or somewhere in between. But the ending message, I want to closing thoughts so I can get the other members to speak, is that guys, get into cryptos, get into AI because it's in God's playbook. And alongside with that, augmented reality as well as robotics is going to come down. So definitely get into whatever Dr. Colette is doing, her coaching program, her courses, same thing as Jen Ritchie's, and same thing with Dustin with Nagai. And that's it. Okay, so I got a minute's time. I was like, I got to be aware of the time for you.
Very good. Very, very good. No, that's really, really good. I have scrolling across the screen, kingdomaIchallenge.com. kingdomaIchallenge.com. I want to encourage all of you guys to check out Erwin's challenges. I'm telling you, you want to get involved with the crypto challenges. You want to get involved with the AI challenges so you can learn. There were so many people in the comments like, I'm not afraid of AI. I just don't understand it. Well, here is a place where you can learn to understand it. Guys, I'm in his academy. I'm learning. You will see my offer shortly. And I created that offer with Erwin's help because he taught us how to go into ChatGPT and create an offer. You can go, there's so much you can do. You can create books, you can put your spin on it. And you can, the way it's set up now, and you can, I'm sure Destin will share this with about Magi as well. You can give it a persona. You can tell it what persona you want it to take on. And I now have my ChatGPT talking in my persona.
So good.
It's like, I want you to give me things and word it the way I would word it. And you can do all of that in Magi.
Can I add on one quick sentence,
Yes.
Dr. Koilan,
Yes.
real quickly? So I believe the Lord is giving the AI to produce the seeds for cryptos. So people that are, whether you're in negative or just barely making it, that the AIs and the cryptos is going to give you that wealth transfer. And right now with the upcoming wave, to prepare you for the crypto wave, just like what's happening with Dr. Colette, I'm teaching, especially if anybody 50 and up, American female baby boomers, how to use AI to produce the seeds needed to ride this crypto wave, because you need to catch it, or else it's the next one is probably gonna be 3 to 4 years from now. So I just want to add that real quick. Yeah.
Awesome. Erwin, thank you so much. I know your time is really, really limited because your thing starts in about 14 minutes.
I'll stay. I got Isaac.
Okay. All right. Great. I'm happy so that you can see my offer. Yay. Great. Thank you. Well, with that, I'm going to put you backstage, and I'm going to bring Dustin up so that he can share. Let me stop this. And he can share about all of the different things and the tricks, and even like what I was just saying, that you can train your AI to mimic who you are as far as your writing style and your language and your abilities and different things like that. So I just want people to understand some of the wondrous things that Magi presents for them to be able to do. With that, I am going to go backstage.
Yeah, I mean, something that you both talked about was this idea of telling the AI to produce something in your tone of voice, or maybe for a specific goal that you have. Like, a lot of people want to have it be their marketing expert, or they want it to be their business coach, or they want it to be their life coach, or their therapist. I don't recommend that. But sometimes we want to give the AI these modalities, this instructions on how they should operate and how you want it to interact based on a goal. If you're writing an email, you don't want it to just sound like a generalist. You want it to sound like you. If you're writing a business proposal, you don't want a generalist writing your business proposal. You want somebody who specializes in that. And so a lot of people teach on this idea of giving the AI this instruction. Tell it who it should be or how it should act. And then ask it for the thing that you want, because it'll give you better results. Now, the caveat with that is, if you're using ChatGPT natively, you're not actually getting the best possible result of it. Why is that? Because underlying every conversation you have with ChatGPT is what's called a system message. And that system message is essentially a simple set of instructions that the AI has to say, how does it behave in this given conversation? And for every ChatGPT conversation you have, it's, you are a helpful assistant. It's the most generalized, generic instruction that you can possibly give an AI model. So what's happening is, because the AI puts more weight and more emphasis on that system message, any instruction you give it on top of that is still being filtered through the original system message. And this is something a lot of people don't realize, because ChatGPT doesn't talk about it. But if you read through their documentation, like I do all the time, you'll realize very quickly that the reason you might not be getting as great a result as you hope for when you give it this personality, or you tell it to act like a certain thing, is because it's basically filtering your request through the eyes of a generalist at first. So it's starting with its general knowledge, and then going, okay, on top of that, maybe I'll act like this thing that the user told me to act like. And then it'll give the instruction, or give the result that you're looking for, hopefully. But with Magi, I realized that, and that's exactly why I created personas. Now, a persona is simply an AI instruction telling it how to behave or what personality to take on, but it's giving the AI that instruction at the system level. It's erasing that generalist, that you are a helpful assistant, and replacing it with your personalized instruction of how you want it to act. And this is how our Magi users are able to get 10 times better content, because the AI is no longer starting as a generalist. It's starting as exactly what you need it to be. And unlike ChatGPT also, where ChatGPT, many people don't know this as well, has a limited memory. So once you get so deep in a conversation, there's certain things that the AI is going to forget because it only has almost like a memory card. You know, a lot of us remember the days of like memory cards and having to like remove things from the memory in order to add more photos to the memory stick, right? So ChatGPT is actively doing it. Once you get past 6,000 words, it's forgetting everything that happened before that. And that includes your instructions. So you're going to notice the further you get, your results might be a little bit more diluted each time and a little less good each time. But with Magi, because that instruction is in the system message, that is always in the AI's memory. In fact, it's the first thing it reads every single time it goes through that conversation. You add something new. So that one aspect alone makes Magi so much more powerful than using ChatGPT natively. That's actually two bonus tips, 2 fun facts to learn. That's AI personas much more effective, and the AI has a memory and it's forgetting stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It really does. Magi gives ChatGPT superpowers. It really does. It's an incredible thing. Somebody was asking how they access Magi. Well, you see it across the screen. It's magi.co. Magi.co. I got introduced to it. It's been probably about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago now, when you were on Kingdom Warriors, and I was
actually be appearing again tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Cool. And so I was just like, oh, this is phenomenal. It took my chat GPT skills to a whole nother level. I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dustin. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you backstage now and bring my girl up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, Jen, I have been posting all day.
Nice.
And, on various different platforms. And so and with the understanding that basically it's just a matter of people sharing their interest, that this is an interesting thing. So if you could just kind of give a little, overview of when they click on this little ticker, or they, check out GravityJack.com at this. It's posted on all of my pages. It's posted on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on LinkedIn. So wherever I'm at, it's on Twitter. So I've got it everywhere, guys. I got it everywhere. So just look at my post, and it was just the matter of, it's such a fascinating game, first of all, and the reality of what it represents. That's what really touched my heart, what it really represents. I love that, because if you remember, my pitch that I gave at the summit was about this immersive experience in the metaverse, where you're teaching godly and kingdom principles, through the experience. And I just believe that that's the same thing that the game is doing, on a whole different level, So I love that. So I'm going to go backstage and I'm going to let you share.
Yes. So this specific link that's going across the ticker and everywhere that Coylette has this posted will take you to a landing page, gives a little more information about War Tribe of Binyamin, the game. And there's a call to action on that page that is just saying, hey, this sounds like a good idea, a good concept. You're interested in learning more. There's no, requirement, nothing like that. But when that crowdfunding does go live, that's when you get the notification. And the earlier in you are, the more perks you will get that stack on top of each other for the crowdfunding opportunity for War Tribe. So again, you just go to this link, go to the landing page, type in a name. You can even reserve an in-game name if that's something, if you're into gaming or want to do that. But again, you're putting in your email address, basically saying, hey, this game sounds promising, and that you would like a little information, as a little additional information as the crowdfunding opportunity arises. Again, if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please reach out. We'd love to answer any questions, especially because if you're having questions about this, we're able to post them onward for other people to learn about as well. So I would highly encourage you to go here. Again, the earlier you're able to put that email address in, it's tracked throughout that crowdfunding opportunity. So that you'll get the stackable perks starting on that first day that you put your email address in.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so excited about it. Like I play Candy Crush. It's like, you know, I'm like a real meek, mild little gamer, but I did put my name in and what my game name is going to be. It's just really exciting. Even reading about the lore of the game on the page was just really, really interesting.
And some of those perks when you sign up early on too, that I'm full transparency, not typically a big gamer, but I think the way this game is going to evolve and the fact that it pulls people in, because there's going to be a geo-based thing. So people, events occurring in your town, in your city, in your neighborhood, things along those lines where, you know, it's encouraging that community as well. But some of those early perks, if you sign up early enough, you get to be a part of a private group of people who will get to influence, you know, some of the decisions in the gameplay. So don't forget about that piece, because that could be, like, for me, I'm thinking, even outside of War Tribe, if I could be involved in something, like, ooh, what about this idea? And then when you get to see your idea actually happen, for me anyways, no matter what it is, I'm like, there's something cool about that.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
Real cool. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm excited because this is the first, and don't go anywhere, guys. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back up, but I'm excited because thanks to Erwin's tutelage, this is the first challenge that I have done that I actually have an offer, that I actually have a bona fide offer. So I'm really, really excited to present my offer. I presented last night, Erwin, just so you know, and I kind of screwed all up with the share the screen thing. And so it was like the slides with everything on it. And I had worked so hard for the fly-ins and the animations, but I think I got it tonight. So as I said, I am really, okay, hold on. Okay, let me make sure I got this straight. All right, so I'm gonna share screen. I am going. No, that's not it. Okay, go to the window. Okay, got it. All right. So I am really, really excited to share this, and I hope you guys can see it because it took away my other screen. So let me just double check this so I don't go through this whole thing and you can't see what I'm doing. Could you see the screen, Erwin? Nope, you could not see it. All right.
It was showing before. It's not up and it's
not showing now, but you could see it when I brought it up before. Okay,
yes.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't go through all the fly-ins and whatever because I can't see the StreamYard when I'm sharing it. So that was my problem. Okay, all right, here I go. All right, so share the screen. And there we go. All right. So I am really, really into unleashing the power of your brilliance, making sure that you understand the greatness that's within you, that God has placed within you because he created you with brilliance and with greatness. And so I am introducing the Kingdom Brilliance Accelerator. It is designed to unlock your purposeful business and embrace your divine calling. When you were created on purpose for a purpose. And God placed so many nuggets and wonderful things within you at that creation. It is time for you to pull those things out and so that you can transform your passion into extraordinary success and impactful kingdom influence. For those of you that know me real well, you know that the name of my company is Kingdom Influencer Life, because I believe that God has called us to be influencers in this earth realm for his kingdom. And so part of that will contain the Unleash Your Brilliance system. It is a comprehensive step-by-step system to identify and unleash your unique brilliance, aligning your passion and purpose for maximum impact. That's really, really important, because God has created you to be that influencer and influence everybody around you. But if you're not recognizing the brilliance within yourself and embracing your uniqueness, then it's going to be hard for others to see and to connect with you on that level. So that's the Unleash the Brilliance system. Confidence building mastery sessions is your opportunity to have one-on-one coaching sessions with me. It's designed to boost your confidence, even if you lack experience or have faced previous failures. It's designed to help you step out of the shadows of who God created you to be and step into that place of purpose that he's calling you to. And then there's the Purposeful Business Blueprint. It's a personalized strategic plan to confidently build and scale your purpose-driven business, ensuring sustainable growth. If you don't have a blueprint for what you're trying to build, it's going to get all convoluted and jumbled up. The best thing that an architect does for that homeowner is to show them how that home will come together through the blueprint. He draws the blueprints of what the home is going to look like. And that's what you're doing. You need a strategic plan to build the blueprint of what God is calling you to. There is the Kingdom Impact Toolkit, a collection of resources, templates, and guides to overcome overwhelmed uncertainty, streamlining your business operations. I have an entrepreneurial heart. I grew up in an entrepreneurial home. And so I've written books on entrepreneurship. I've done and taught kingdom empowerment seminars that focus on kingdom businesses, which is different from just saying that you have a Christian business. But I've taught this since 2008. So I'm pretty in depth of what it is that I'm teaching. And it's all about including the super of God on your natural to achieve supernatural success. And it's really, really important that you understand kingdom in your business. It's not just to say you got a fish sign up there. So, excuse me, the Kingdom Brilliance Accelerator, as you see all the values here, would total out to $1,497. However, as Erwin would say, everybody loves bonuses. So we have some bonus offers that go with the offer. The first is the group coaching. It's access to an exclusive group coaching sessions, fostering a supportive community of like-minded entrepreneurs. This will happen once a week. We will all get together, and it's really, really important to be able to bounce ideas off of your peers, to bounce what you're thinking about doing and getting input for that. And so that's what the VIP group coaching would do. It will be people in that same sphere of building businesses so you can help one another. The Accelerator Accountability Partner, a dedicated accountability partner to keep you on track and motivated throughout your entrepreneurial journey. Michael talked about this last night. He says that his people that he coaches, he tells them to get up at 5:30 in the morning so that they can get their day going. And when they get up in the morning, to text him so he knows that they're up and they are focus driven to attack that day and accomplish great things. you need accountability partners in your life. We all do. So that's really, really a special thing. And then the powerful mindset mastery. Last night we talked about breaking the mindset of a poverty mentality. Tonight we're breaking that mindset of fear of AI. There's so many different mindsets out there that you have developed through the course of your years on this earth that may bring you to that place of limiting beliefs that'll hinder your success. There is no limitation in God. I'm going to say that one more time. There is no limitation in God. So it's really, really cool to know that you can take off those limited beliefs, but sometimes you just need somebody to help walk you through it. And then there's the Influence Amplifier Workshop. It's an intensive workshop to enhance your communication and leadership skills, maximizing your impact in the kingdom. That's what I do. I have labeled myself an influence igniter because I'm really, really passionate about people understanding the influence that they have on others. One of the most influential things that you can do for somebody is to say hello, to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, just to speak to them. Because when you do that, you are telling them that they are of value, that you see them. When you pass people on the street, stop walking by them with your head down and not speaking. Let them know that you value, that you are occupying the same space with them. You have no idea how influential that would be into that person's life, because they may be going through life feeling invisible. And the fact that you let them know, no, I see you and I acknowledge your existence means the world. So with the bonus offers, it would take it up to the Kingdom Brilliance Accelerator Elite. The bonus offers tally $997. Oh, and by the way, all of these little graphics that you see, I created those with AI. Erwin knows I absolutely love Midjourney, and I can get in there and stay in there forever. But anyway, so the Kingdom Brilliance Accelerator by itself is $14.97. The Elite, all of the bonus offers in the Elite total to $9.97, making the retail value of everything that I'm offering at $2,494. But because we are in the kingdom together, I am offering a kingdom discount of 50% off of that for $1,247. And for those of you that want to make sure you step up to the plate and stop procrastinating to do the things that God has called you to do, I have an early brilliance cost at $623. So if you sign up by this Friday, August the 4th, everything that I just showed you and I just went over with you will only be $623. So I think that's a pretty good offer. What about you, Erwin?
You're like do unto others. When I did my offer, Dr. Colette, I was like, ask her, what do you think of my offer? Guys, I have to say you're the average of the 5 people you mostly hang out with. Well, it's not me. It's a kingdom principle. You walk with the wise will be the wise. Guys, you guys want to do something, you have to run with people who's doing stuff. And if Dr. Colette is hanging out with people like Jen and with Dustin and myself, she's doing something. If you want to get that accelerated, I love the name accelerator. You want to get accelerator, that's it. You need Timothy needed Paul, right? Joshua and Caleb had Moses. This is Dr. Colette's offer. I love it. I love how you said early brilliance. I love it here, guys. So it's brilliant. It's brilliant. The link is down there, kingdominfluencer.life. She's walking the talk, guys. Great grandma, running the energy, the passion. She's in both my crypto challenge and my AI challenge. Yeah, guys, jump into it. It's amazing.
I'm gonna bring
Good job, Dr. Colette.
My other people back up here. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a great offer. I'm terrible at creating offers like this, and I'm just sitting here in awe, like, oh wow, that's a lot of good stuff.
I was stuck trying to mute and unmute. I was having problems with
I couldn't
my
find the
computer.
button either.
You too? I was like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, it wasn't clicking for me at first. I don't know.
No, the thing I love about this is it's in action, right? Like it's showing the results of the learning. So you go to these challenges, you acquire that knowledge, and then here it is put into practice. Like going into you're able to do it. I think it's fantastic,
Absolutely.
and that's what people listening will get to do. It'll show them the how, and then they'll be on the flip side going, "Oh my gosh, I did this," or going to Magi going, "Oh my gosh, I just enhanced my ChatGPT." Like it's going to be awesome to see the fruit on the other side of it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and one of my favorite sayings is most people say knowledge is power, but it's not. Knowledge is potential power.
Mm.
And if you don't take action on that knowledge, it's worthless.
You know what? You just said a mouthful. That is powerful. Seriously, that is so true. That is so true.
Because we have the knowledge of what it takes to be healthy, right?
Yes.
We have that knowledge. But how many people do nothing with that knowledge and just sit on the couch and watch TV all day? Right?
Absolutely.
We junk food all the time. You know, having the knowledge does not give you any power unless you take action on the knowledge.
Absolutely. Well, I know Erwin has to jump, but Erwin, thank you so much. I told you I was going to be one of your testimonial students.
Yeah, guys, jump into Dr. Coilette's offer.
And so here I am. And so just so you guys understand, like Jen just said, that's what we do. We do these challenges. We introduce you to these people, you know, so that you can learn and you can grow. We don't want to stay stagnant anywhere, you know, in the kingdom, because God is so progressive. So I'm going to put Erwin backstage because I know he's got to go to his other challenge. Thank you so much. Thank you
guys
for being here. Appreciate you guys. You two have been phenomenal. You have been absolutely phenomenal. I am so blessed to know you. And again, that's what this is all about. It's like, heck, we've got to hear from God and allow God to lead us. A year and a few months ago, the Lord spoke to me and told me about the metaverse. And then 1 week later, he brought Kingdom Warriors before me and said, I want you in there. And so you have to understand and know when God gives you an assignment, it is just that. And there's a purpose for the assignment. All right. And so we have to learn to carry out the assignments that God has given us. And if it wasn't for Kingdom Warriors, I wouldn't have met either one of you. And so, you know, like, don't walk around in this fear place of what you don't understand. Jump in. I had no idea what an NFT was a year and a half ago. Hadn't even heard of it. Like, it took me 3 months to even get the words out. Okay. It was a fungible token. It was like, what the heck? You know, I've learned so much over the year. And when God places you someplace, it's to elevate you to a whole new place that he's directing you to. And so, you know, jump in with what Jen has going on at Gravity Jack. You guys got to check out Magi. I am so serious. If you play with ChatGPT at all, then you need to go and you need to play with Magi. Seriously. So thank you guys for coming on. I so appreciate you and everything that you've had to share.
It was so fun. You're amazing. To anyone listening, you're going to have so much fun on this ride with Dr. Coilette. So strap on the seatbelt. Here we go. And just be willing to say yes. You know, we don't have to understand the whys, but when he prompts us, just give him the yes and he'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end the broadcast now. Share it. Okay. It'll still be in both of the Facebook groups and on YouTube. So share it out for people that you know that need to learn and need to not be afraid of what God is doing in this season. All right. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.